All right, let's get into it. Today, we're going to talk about a country that for a lot of people flies completely under the radar. But what if it's actually one of the world's greatest travel surprises? We're going to explore why Pakistan, with its absolutely staggering diversity and deep, deep history, just might be the most underrated country on Earth. So, let me just start by asking this. What if you could find all of this in one single country? A place with civilizations that are older than ancient Egypt, mountains that are even tougher to climb than Everest, and fortresses that honestly give the Great Wall a run for its money. It's a land of truly epic scale and ancient stories. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack today. To really get Pakistan, you have to appreciate its incredible history. We're talking about the Indus Valley civilization, which was thriving before the pyramids were even built. This land has been a crossroads for thousands of years, shaped by powerful Buddhist kingdoms, Hindu dynasties, the absolute golden age of the Mughal Empire, and then, finally, the birth of the modern nation in 1947. It's just layer upon layer of history. Okay, let's start our journey. We're heading to the far north, to a place called Gilgit-Baltistan. People call it the roof of the world, and for good reason. This is the spot on the planet where three of the mightiest mountain ranges, the Himalayas, the Karakoram, and the Hindu Kush, literally crash into each other. So to give you a sense of the scale here, check out this number, 8,611 meters. That is the insane height of K2. Now, it's the second highest mountain on Earth, sure, but here's the real insight. Ask any serious mountaineer, and they'll tell you it is way more difficult and dangerous to climb than Everest. It's the ultimate prize, hidden deep in the Karakoram, a true test for the absolute best climbers in the world. And believe me, K2 is not alone up there, not even close. In fact, Pakistan has more than 100 peaks that tower over 7,000 meters. Let that sink in. That is the highest concentration of massive mountains anywhere on the planet. It's just a paradise for adventurers. So how in the world do you even get around in a landscape like this? Well, you take the Karakoram Highway. And this is not just a road, it's an absolute marvel of engineering. They call it the eighth wonder of the world. It took 2 decades to build, and it follows the old Silk Road, connecting Pakistan and China through glaciers and peaks at the highest paved international border in the entire world. Just incredible. And that legendary highway leads you to places like the Hunza Valley, which people swear is paradise on Earth. It's dotted with these amazing ancient forts like Baltit and Altit, and you've got the jagged, unclimbed Pasu cones watching over everything. You can even test your nerves on the, let's call it thrilling, Husseini Suspension Bridge. Oh, and the valley's also famous for its people, many of whom live well past 100. Right nearby, you'll find Atabad Lake, and this place has a wild story. It didn't even exist until 2010. A huge landslide blocked the Hunza River, and while it was a total tragedy for the villages that got submerged, it created this impossibly blue lake. Now, it's a stunning new hub for boating and tourism. Beauty from disaster. Sometimes the journey is just as much of an adventure as the destination, right? Well, Fairy Meadows is the perfect example. Getting there is a whole process. First, you take this heart-pounding Jeep ride on a crazy narrow track. Then it's a beautiful, peaceful hike through a forest. And finally, the reveal. You step into this magical meadow and bam, right in front of you is Nanga Parbat, the infamous Killer Mountain. And just when you think you've seen every kind of mountain landscape, you get to Skardu and find a desert. But not just any desert. We're talking about one of the highest cold deserts in the world. You get this totally surreal, almost alien view of golden sand dunes right up against a backdrop of snow-capped mountains. It doesn't look real. Okay, so as we travel south, everything changes. I mean, it's a dramatic shift. We're leaving the towering peaks, the icy glaciers, and the epic adventure of the north, and we're dropping down into the fertile plains of Punjab, the ancient spiritual heart of the nation. So welcome to Punjab, Pakistan's historical and cultural core. This is a land of incredible empires, absolutely magnificent architecture, and deep, powerful spiritual traditions that have been flourishing here for centuries. And the heart of the heart is Lahore, a city where centuries of history are all living together. You can literally feel the power of the Mughal Empire at the giant Lahore fort and the stunning Badshahi Mosque. But then, just a little ways away, you have the Minar-e-Pakistan, a totally modern symbol of independence. And woven through the whole city are these incredible Sufi shrines, just filled with mystical music and a vibe that welcomes absolutely everyone.
Now, in the nation's capital, Islamabad, you find another icon, the Faisal Mosque. Its design is unlike anything you've ever seen. It was inspired by a desert Bedouin tent. It's this sleek, modern masterpiece of white marble, and it stands as a powerful symbol of the nation's faith and its strong ties with the world.
And that's a key point. Pakistan's spiritual landscape is so incredibly diverse. Nothing shows this better than the Raj temples. This is a 1,500-year-old Hindu pilgrimage site. The legend says its sacred pond was formed from the tears of the god Shiva. It's just a beautiful, powerful reminder of the region's deep, multi-faith roots. Then you journey deeper into the Tolistan Desert, and you're met with this absolutely unbelievable sight, Darawar Fort. You've got 40 gigantic bastions just rising straight out of the sand. It is a jaw-dropping symbol of power, built almost 1,000 years ago to protect the vital trade routes that cross this massive desert. For our last leg, we're heading to the rugged south, to the wild frontiers of Sindh and Balochistan. This is where we find structures on a colossal scale and landscapes so strange they feel like they belong on another planet. Okay, get a load of this number. 32 kilometers. That's the circumference of Ranikote Fort, nicknamed the Great Wall of Sindh. It is one of the largest fortresses in the world. And what's wild is that its origins are still a complete mystery. Nobody knows for sure who built it. Its sheer scale is almost impossible to comprehend. And finally, we get to Balochistan, a land of just raw, almost alien beauty. Here, you can drive one of the world's most scenic coastal highways, you can explore Hingol National Park, and you can see these incredible natural sculptures, like the Princess of Hope, or even surreal bubbling mud volcanoes. It's a truly unforgettable place. So we've gone from the roof of the world, down through ancient plains, and all the way out to these rugged, untamed coastlines. It's a journey that really peels back the layers and shows a country that is so much more complex and beautiful than what you might see in the headlines. So what's the takeaway from all this? What does this journey tell us? Well, it tells us that there are still these incredible, amazing corners of our world just waiting to be discovered. Places that totally challenge what we think we know and deeply reward anyone who explores them with an open mind. And to really capture that spirit, I want to leave you with this amazing quote from the great Pakistani poet Allama Iqbal. It just perfectly captures that feeling of wonder, of endless discovery. There really is a whole world yet to be explored here. Thanks so much for tuning in.